In this video we're going to look at all of the FUD that we can see in the crypto market, the fear, uncertainty and doubt, rumors that Jeffrey Epstein is the creator of Bitcoin, and we're going to look at all of these facts. But most importantly, we're going to focus on the charts of Bitcoin and on the mindset, because in these dark days, not only for the crypto market, for the whole world, yes guys, you have to stop believing in politicians, because they are not your friends. We're going to look at all of these facts. We're going to deep dive into the properties of Bitcoin and why all of these ties to Jeffrey Epstein doesn't mean anything for Bitcoin. And once again, this is just a major manipulation, guys. We're going to look at our mindset, because no, I don't think that the 4-year cycle is intact. I do still believe that we're only going to look at charts, no noise and no cycles, because once again, this is just a major tactic to once again get you out of the market. And yes, back in the days, Bitcoin was used by criminals. If you would send Bitcoin only to another Bitcoin address, this can happen anonymous, but once you're going to cash out, send Bitcoin to any exchange, these addresses will be known. Because keep in mind, Bitcoin is a major ledger and nothing can be erased and everything can be tracked. So even if this has been used by criminals, you can track each and every transaction. But before we're going to deep dive into this video, guys, if you want to find out what is really happening in the markets, make sure to be subscribed to B for Crypto, because this is going to be the most important video that I've ever recorded. Because yes, these major capitulation moments are major opportunities, and this means, and even all these ties to Jeffrey Epstein that we're going to look at, doesn't mean that the fundamental values of Bitcoin are gone, because keep in mind, you should always have investment capital. And yes guys, I didn't sell any of my cryptos, I'm just accumulating, because I know if you're going to zoom out on Bitcoin, we can see exactly that each and every time we had these fearful moments, this was a major opportunity. And yes guys, the fundamental value of Bitcoin, we're also going to look at in today's video. But most importantly guys, I do not believe that this is the beginning of the 4-year cycle and this is going to be a prolonged bear market just as the ones before. We're going to look at the charts and analyze what is happening in the markets. But before we're going to do that guys, we're going to go over to the first post. Epstein files dropped. The crypto tags have been wild. Time to cut through the noise, 4.5 million plus traced and 18 figures named. Here's what's actually confirmed, what's disputed and what's debunked. This has been posted from Crypto Banter, and we're going to look at the first fact. Confirmed, the money trail 3 million into Coinbase. So Jeffrey Epstein invested into Coinbase in 2014. We even have confirmed emails that Elon Musk was in connection with Jeffrey Epstein. So should you stop driving your Tesla or stop using X? These names like Elon Musk, Jeffrey Epstein, they have been investors. And yes, maybe they didn't invest with the right intentions, but should you ban all of the products, all of the companies that they have invested in? They had huge bank accounts with Chase, with Deutsche Bank, with all of these major companies, and they have invested into a lot of projects. So yes, crypto was just a small part, but we can even see that confirmed. Epstein asked to meet Bitcoin's early devs in 2011. Gavin Anderson, handpicked by Satoshi, said no, sorry, I'm busy. So first of all, the fact that Jeffrey Epstein created Bitcoin is wrong. Ami Ataki also declined his investment interest. 2 of Bitcoin key builders said no. These were the guys developing Bitcoin back in the days. Confirmed but unaddressed. The island question. Yes, we saw that in an email of 2014. Jeffrey Epstein was talking about Andy Beck on his island. But yes, this may be referred to Adam Beck. And yes, this was in connection with Blockstream, the founder Adam Beck. This was the first link, but just as an investment. Confirmed, the wider network Peter Thiel discussed Bitcoin with Epstein in 2014. Brock Pierce forwarded Coinbase investor update to him. So this is where the link that he invested into Coinbase in the early stages. and Brian Armstrong emailed investors, including Epstein, about block size wars. And yes, the connections were financial and social, not technical. So first of all, we can debunk that Jeffrey Epstein had anything to do with the creation of Bitcoin. This was just as an investment. Debunked, Epstein controlled Bitcoin. Viral claims say he ran Bitcoin development. The DOJ found no crypto wallets, no blockchain transaction, no protocol control, no money laundering via crypto. He funded the infrastructure. He didn't control the code. But yes, the bottom line is Epstein didn't create Bitcoin, but his money funded its infrastructure when crypto was vulnerable. Some rejected him directly, then got paid by him indirectly. So yes, it was the investment from Jeffrey Epstein into these companies like Blockstream, or even the MIT, which funded the Bitcoin developers back in the early stages of 2014, or even the involvement in Coinbase. But guys, this doesn't mean anything. First of all, we know that he didn't create Bitcoin. He didn't have control. Yes, maybe he had interest to pay things with Bitcoin, and maybe he even did. But just because all of these elites and all of these secret societies are using any type of product, like for instance the US dollar, gold, companies, estates, whatever, or that the underlying technology they're using is bad. Let's go over to the next post because this is key. I posted this video from Jack Meller, who made a state on all of these claims from Jeffrey Epstein, and I think that this video is going to be important because what should really be worrying is not these individuals like Jeffrey Epstein that were in contact with Bitcoin. Keep in mind, Bitcoin is a trustless, secure system which is an open ledger, open source with no backdoors, limited to 20 million Bitcoin, where you can see all of the transactions. We're going to look at this video because this is really going to answer all of your unanswered questions.
Thing I will let happen to humanity is Jeffrey Epstein rob us humans of the invention that is Bitcoin. What is transpired with these email leaks and all of this data leak? Guys, it's very simple. The current system is disgusting. And for the future of our species and the future of our children, we have to fix it. We are battling the battle for human prosperity and the future for our kids. You have disgusting, pedophilic monsters running institutions, governments, countries making extremely important decisions. We have to burn this existing system to the ground. Listen, we did not have a say in what we inherited. I'm young. I did not have a say in the world I inherited. But I'll be damned if I don't have a say in the world that I build, in the world that my kids inherit. Bitcoin will work. Open source software and distributed systems will prosper. Bitcoin is an open source project, meaning we get to see and audit everything. We can look at the code. If they implemented a backdoor, if they implemented something that was nefarious and malicious and destructive, we'd be able to see it. Bitcoin is a public utility. It's open to the world. And so we can all see it. Bitcoin is well engineered and functioning, and it doesn't matter what emails get leaked. The open source code doesn't change. Was a bad person involved when fire was invented? It doesn't matter. Fire is a utility. People can benefit from fire. How good of a person were the early internet pioneers? Does anyone know? I guess the point is Bitcoin's an open source utility. It's a neutral thing. It doesn't have feelings, emotions, intents. It's just a bunch of code that delivers a very useful utility like water, like fire, like steel. The last thing I will let happen to humanity is Jeffrey Epstein rob us humans of the invention that is Bitcoin. That's the last thing I will do. Fuck these people. If I have to go on CNBC every single day to ensure that the public knows that that guy has nothing to do with the credibility of this invention and how monumental it is for all of us to be living in this time and making use of this technology, I will do that. I will be damned if this guy's emails from a decade ago get in the way of Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't give a shit, and neither should anybody.
This is a powerful message, and yes, we have to fix the system. Bitcoin was exactly designed for this corrupt system because yes, if they were involved, or even if the CIA or any bad persons with a bad intention have created Bitcoin, it wouldn't be so fair, transparent, and the fact that Bitcoin hasn't been taken down from the CIA, FBI, or any of these major elites give us the indication that Bitcoin will be safe and that no one can hack Bitcoin, has a backdoor, or can print even more Bitcoin, because keep in mind, they told you many times that Bitcoin is dead. We saw it in the FTX crash. We saw that major exchanges, even in 2013, like Mt. Gox went down, FTX collapsed, or even the rumor that the CIA or the FBI have created Bitcoin and it is going to zero. And all of these times, all of these major fearful moments have been a major opportunity, because keep in mind, we saw the major COVID crash where Bitcoin came all the way from the levels of 10,000 US dollars. It dumped all the way down to 3,900 US dollars. And in a short period of time, in not even a month, we saw that the price movement of Bitcoin was all the way back into these regions, and we started a major parabolic run. But before we're going to analyze the chart, we're going to look at another video. This one is for the mindset. And yes, this video is a little bit older. It got produced exactly here at the bear market bottom in the year 2022. But yesterday I found this video, and this is a good message if you're invested into Bitcoin. And keep in mind, after this major dump, you shouldn't be selling your Bitcoin. You should accumulate, because if we're going to zoom out all the way from 2012 all the way to the current price movement, we can see that Bitcoin is following this curve, and the elites know exactly what Bitcoin is, so they are accumulating, and they are just giving you the indication that you should sell your Bitcoin. But why? We're going to look at all of the attributes that Bitcoin has and why you should have a positive mindset and see this as a major opportunity, and don't sell any of your technology, your cryptocurrency, which is going to be the future. Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Sui, all of these coins that we have talked on this channel are fundamentally strong projects that is going to manifest into the new financial system, and this is exactly what the elites know. But for our mindset, we're going to look at this video, and keep in mind, this video was created exactly at these major fearful moments in the year 2022, where once again we had a major capitulation and a lot of people were selling their Bitcoin. So with that being said, let's listen to the video.
The world has changed. You feel it in your wallet. You feel it on the internet. You smell it in the politics. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it. It began with the ending of the gold standard. The US dollar was no longer convertible for gold and therefore was no longer constrained by it. Divorced from the work required to mine the hard asset gold, the US dollar became a pure fiat currency. No longer tied to the scarcity of the earth, the money became tied to the whims of men who above all else desire power.
Digitally.
And within the power of the printer was bound the threat of violence to govern many nations. The people were, all of them, deceived, for another financial instrument was made. In the land of excess, in the fires of inflation, the gerontocracy forged a new kind of currency to control all others. And into this currency they poured their desire for power and their will to surveil all life. One centralized currency to rule them all. But all was not lost. People from all sides began fighting for a decentralized, permissionless money called Bitcoin. Finally, money was discovered that did not require violence to enforce. Bitcoin is money controlled by no one and available to everyone. Like your time and your energy, Bitcoin is scarce. There will only ever be 21 million, and no government, banker, or billionaire can change the rules. The war on Bitcoin is coming, and the FUD will be strong. The separation of money and state will not come easy. Arm yourself with information and fight the FUD.
This is exactly what we're seeing in the markets at the moment. And remember, this video was published exactly here at a major fearful moment. And once again, guys, it is time to fight the FUD, because these are just major corporations and the elites trying to get you out of the life raft that Bitcoin is. Because keep in mind, if you would have invested each and every time at these major pivot points where everybody said that Bitcoin is dead, you would have made some major profits. Because keep in mind, each and every time we saw a fast reversal towards the upside. And yes, I once and again believe that we're going to see something similar to this that we saw in the COVID crash, that the price movement of Bitcoin is going to recover extremely fast. Because yes, we have a lot of indications that Bitcoin is extremely oversold and that major entities, and yes, maybe they have sold a small fraction of their Bitcoin, but they're going to accumulate. And once this price difference is going to snap, we're going to see that Bitcoin is going to see a fast recovery. Because yes, we came all the way to the levels of 59,000 US dollar. And we are seeing this recovery. Bitcoin is now already back above the 68,000 US dollars. And yes, guys, this is the previous all-time high. This is the monthly close exactly from the previous high that we had in 2022. And yes, this is a major resistance point which will turn into support. This was resistance exactly here, but now we can see this level will act as perfect support. And why? Because Bitcoin was trading exactly within these levels. We saw resistance and also support. So this gives us the indication that we could expect a bounce and that this has been the bear market. Because remember, if we go over to my next post, Bitcoin can consolidate in two ways: over time, boring chop, weak hands leak out slowly. This is what we saw exactly in the sideways consolidation. And overprice, violent moves, fast liquidations, strong hands take control. I prefer consolidation over price. This means exactly as we saw at the COVID crash and at these major fearful moments where we saw a fast dump but also a fast correction towards the upside. This means the price consolidates over the price and not over the time. Because yes, over time, these are these slow bleeds where all of these people get frustrated. We saw it here, exactly here, and this is also what I told you we could expect exactly here. But no, guys, the market gave the indication that we're going to see once again a 4-year cycle, like a lot of people are calling, that this is going to be a bear market all the way to October. And even if it's going to be that way, you have about 8 months to accumulate all the way to the end of the bear market, where we're going to see that the next bull market is going to start at the end of this year. So even if it's going to be the worst case, first of all, I don't think we're going to see a correction any further. The price movement is going to stay within the zone, giving you the opportunity to accumulate. And second of all, guys, we saw a major dump towards the downside. This means that Bitcoin is extremely oversold, and people like Saylor, BlackRock, and all these wealthy individuals, they exactly know what Bitcoin is. We saw the adoption of Bitcoin. And yes, guys, do you think that just Jeffrey Epstein, by even using Bitcoin or invested into the core developers, not even directly, but through MIT, is going to change the fundamental value of Bitcoin? No, definitely not. This is just once again FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt to get all the weak hands out. Yes, the broader market, because the elites, they're preparing something big. Because overall, you shouldn't trust any politician. And yes, even if they're using Bitcoin, they're going to maximize their holdings because they know exactly that the financial system that we had for the last 100 years is about to crumble, and that all these major pedophiles, politicians, and wealthy individuals are going to be leaked from Jeffrey Epstein. And this should wake the world up, because remember, we can fight this FUD through Bitcoin. Because yes, if Bitcoin is going to be the next money, you can force all of these individuals like politicians and governments to have everything open source. This means they have to show exactly all the numbers, what they're spending. So this is going to be the future, where you're going to trust Bitcoin as a form of money which is capped, which can't be inflated. Because overall, guys, we are here to be one step ahead. we are thinking in long terms. We don't want to invest in Bitcoin just for 1 month or 2 months. No, you're here to invest in Bitcoin because you know that the financial systems, the banks, and the politicians are going to crumble. Because keep in mind,
we are battling the battle for human prosperity and the future for our kids. You have disgusting, pedophilic monsters running institutions, governments, countries, making extremely important decisions. We have to burn this existing system to the ground.
yes, and that's exactly why we are here and why I'm giving you all this information. Yes guys, I'm in this market for several years and I know that once and again, this is just to get all the retail out, all the people selling at a loss. Because yes, if you have something as powerful as Bitcoin and all these elites with a financial system with the inflated money, they will need to protect their wealth not through gold, which is also manipulated, no, through Bitcoin. And that's exactly why they need to force you to sell your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency at a loss so that they can once and again accumulate exactly in these levels. But guys, we are one step ahead, and if you always want to stay up to date, make sure to be subscribed to B for Crypto, where I upload daily content. And if you want to copy all of my trades, guys, I posted this trade on Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum just now in my free signal group. So if you want to copy all of my signals, make sure to be in my free Telegram group. Links are in the video description below. And if you want to trade all of these moves, sign up to Blowfin, where you receive a major deposit bonus. And yes guys, this is only going to be for the first 100 users. This promotion started yesterday. If you're going to deposit $100, you're going to get $30 in futures bonus for absolutely free. And if you're going to deposit $7,000, you're going to get $1,000 to open a long position for absolutely free. So make use of this major bonus. And guys, Bitcoin is your life raft, and you shouldn't treat Bitcoin as an investment. No, you should treat Bitcoin as a new form of money, and you're being one step ahead. You're buying the money before it actually turns money. And this is a store of value, because keep in mind, Bitcoin may be down 50% in a short period of time, but it's going to recover in a short period of time, and you are losing 30% of purchasing power each and every year. For each and every year that you're on this planet. So keep in mind guys, Bitcoin is a new form of money and it's going to be the future. And even if criminals used it, it doesn't mean that the underlying product is bad. So with that being said, make sure to be for crypto, stay calm, accumulate, and don't sell. Because we're not in a 4-year cycle, and this is going to be the end of this major dump, because all of the elites are going to buy Bitcoin. So guys, be one step ahead. Make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.